Good afternoon.
Can you hear him okay? I don't know if we can hear you, Clint. You might be muted there.
Good afternoon.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. Well, hey, y'all. It's a big week ahead for you all. It's like,
Yeah,
I mean, what are you doing with your spare time these days other than a bunch of paperwork and getting ready for the big day? How you feeling about it?
I feel like we are 95% of the way there. And all these last minute details and few little curveballs right at the end that, just have to maneuver. Work your way through it.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I'm not the one moving accounts, so.
Yeah, I imagine there's a good bit of paperwork and a lot of details to migrate and manage. At least it's not a full-blown brokerage change or a full-blown, clearinghouse change.
Right.
That to some extent is kind of nice because you'd have to go through every last thing with everybody if that were the case. But yeah, well, good. Well, on the digital marketing side and the website side, Grace and I are eager to have some time together. I'm so glad it worked out for everybody to connect as well. And Grace will report out some progress that we're making. We've got some additional questions as we're helping you navigate those last minute curveballs, at least on the website side. And so I'll defer. There's Clint. Good to see you, man. You put a jacket on for me and everything. All right.
Well, I didn't do it for Kevin.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get this party started, y'all. So go ahead, Grace.
All right, I put together a quick just progress review document for us, just to kind of keep us on track. So I think you've all seen the website homepage, but I just wanted to, Stephanie had mentioned that you guys had a meeting with compliance on Friday. And so I just wanted to run through that, and if you guys got any edits from that we could note and go ahead and make. That'd be awesome to just run through it. So did you guys get anything from compliance? Were you able to review the website on Friday?
We have sent that in. I don't think we've heard anything back. Did you get the disclaimers from Stephanie?
Yes, the only thing I was waiting on was the privacy policy. So that, the one that's linked, let me take you to the footer because that's where all that is. So we have the disclosures linked here and broker check. The privacy policy that we have right now linked is just like the standard WordPress privacy policy. I'd read in like some of the disclosures that there was like a PDF privacy policy is what I was thinking that was talking about. And so if you have that and could send it over, we can get that linked here. And then it also has to be linked in the disclosures. I can take you to this page. So we tried to fill in, there was like some blanks, and we just added in your name or like the website URL based on those blanks. So run through it, please, and let me know if there's anything that we missed or need to be changed. But we did get those disclosures added.
Just a thought here too, because I know on the Anchor Wealth Management page, it looks like you pretty much link to Raymond James privacy policy, like the Raymond James one, not unique to Anchor. I don't want to make assumptions. Is that at all? I mean, typically with an RIA, they would have their own stated privacy policy, but at the end of the day, it's a matter of whoever the compliance officer is advising on that. So I just want to make sure that we're aligning with your new RIA formation under the Raymond James umbrella. That's why we ask. We defer to you to make the final decision on the legal document side. That would be a Kevin question.
Yeah. That's a good question, and it looks like Kevin has gone dark. So,
Hey, Aaron, you're up then.
all right, we'll get
Right,
back to you on
Kevin's
that.
coming back. All right. There we go.
I have a question for you.
If I can get connection here. All right. What's the question?
It just, ultimately, the compliance officer would be advising what privacy policy you'd like to have linked that would make sure that we stay within parameters of what Raymond James needs you to be, as well as, anything, that we need to be aware of. Privacy policy specifically. The current Anchor Wealth Management page looks like it links to Raymond James privacy policy. But now that you guys are forming the new RIA, that's a bit more independent than Raymond James, that side of Raymond James. Just want to confirm, is there additional, copy or structure that, you'd recommend or you would request that we would use for the privacy policy of West Michigan Advisors? Grace, did I adequately summarize, some of that a bit? Anything I'm missing in that?
No, I don't think so. I had just noticed when I was going through the disclosure document that it seemed like there was like a given privacy policy is kind of what it seemed like it was alluding to. So I have emailed Stephanie to see if she had that, but I hadn't heard back yet. So just wanted to check with you, Kevin, to see if you knew if we should use the privacy policy that's on your current website or if there was an updated document that
That's
we
a
could
good
use.
question. And I'll have to check with our compliance people at Advisor Assist to see if there's something that they want us to use. Because I'm not sure the privacy policy from Raymond James would be appropriate, given that we are not affiliated with Raymond James. We just use them as our custodian. So those are those tricky little things with that type of issue.
Yep.
So I'll check on that.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Kevin.
Mhm.
Was there anything else you guys noticed in the footer, or are we just waiting to hear back from compliance?
I think we're just waiting to hear back from them on this.
Okay. Great. Well, one thing we wanted to add to this homepage, like here in this section, was just like a quote from Aaron or Clint or Kevin, just really focused on like a client benefit statement, just like showing the care that you have for each of your clients, and a little bit of that authority piece as well. I could send over, we wrote kind of a sample. So if you wanted to add that here with like one of your headshots, I can send over that sample too. And then you can kind of reframe it in your words if you'd like. But that's something you guys can talk about. And then maybe when we have the about and services pages done to send through compliance, we could make that change and send it through compliance again. Just so we're not complicating things with this crazy week that you have coming up.
Yeah. Aaron, I thought you were gonna do that quote.
I can certainly do that.
Okay, great. Aaron, I can send you that sample too.
Great.
Everything on my list is kind of looking ahead to things that are to come. So is there anything that you guys have on your mind that you wanted to ask or talk about today?
I think the one thing that, is clear is that we've built our sales funnel, and this website is fantastic for doing that. I think the one thing that I really wonder about and how quickly we need to get to it would be the about section, so that if someone's really kind of checking us out, there's some substance there. So what's the timeline on building that stuff out? Why don't we talk about what you're thinking about?
So we have the about page and the services page written. I have a couple of questions that I wanted to go over for the services page and some details that we'll need on the about page. But I think we can get them up in the next 2 weeks if we get, the input that we need from you guys and get it over to our web team pretty quickly. Like I said, the bulk of it is already written. So for the about page, I think I wrote down my notes here. So we'll just need, if you have headshots, we can add a headshot with your name, your title, and then maybe like 3 bullet points of licenses, certifications, or like how your position or you benefit your clients. So that's all we would need for the about page. And then if you had a team photo, Clint, I think you had mentioned maybe that you guys do. I think that would be a nice addition to the homepage and the about page as well.
I'm not sure if we have one. I know I remember thinking it might be nice if we sent a team photo on a postcard, but we can explore that later.
Okay, sounds good. And then for the services page, I just wanted to make sure that we reviewed the brand script documents or the brand script notes, but I just wanted to make sure we have everything that you do. So services related to, are there services you'd want to highlight related to retirement planning?
Yeah, I would think so. Now, I had emailed you a few weeks back, I think, three services that you wanted?
I must have missed your email, Kevin. I'm so sorry. I can dig for that too.
Yeah, I want to say I responded to you because you asked me to give you 3 services.
Yep, for the postcard, we were going to include that.
Yeah. So I know I responded to that with, I probably could dig it up myself. But I would probably disconnect from this call if I tried to look it up right now. So
That's okay. I'm sure I've got it in my inbox. I can find it.
yeah.
We also had investments for general wealth transfer. We have estate planning, legacy planning, and then for risk management, we have life insurance and long-term care insurance. Is there anything you would want to take out of that list or add to that list? And I can double check your email too, Kevin.
Did we say anything about retirement income planning?
No, I can add that. These words are also really helpful for SEO because the Google will index these words, and so as people are searching, it will help pull. So if there's ways that, or words that maybe a client would use, that can be helpful too. And I can also note that as we're writing blogs as well. Does that list feel pretty good to everyone though?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Let's see. And then did you guys want to go ahead and move forward with the postcard? I know we'd kind of talked about maybe changing the audience to just current clients and making it more about the switch from Anchor Wealth to West Michigan Advisors. I know you'd kind of
think this-
in the late
I think
April.
what we decided was not to do the postcard for a few weeks. We really like the postcard for prospects and think through what we need to communicate to the clients. I think that's kind of where we left it. I don't know, Clint, Aaron, if that's where, I think that's where we landed, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I recall too.
I just want to make sure we heard all that,
But-
because you're cutting it a little bit out.
Yeah.
So a couple weeks, delay the postcard before we think about sending that. Would use the postcard for prospects. I think I heard you say that, Kevin.
Yes.
Is it? But internally, like internal client communication to, update them maybe with a letter specifically. Letter and email.
Yeah, something, I think that's where we really liked the postcard, but we didn't think that was necessarily what we wanted to communicate to a client at this point, but it was be good to go to prospects. So, so we kind of thought, instead of rushing to come up with something, let's just put that back a few weeks here. And I think we landed on, thinking about whether we're going to do a letter, if you're going to do an email, and, I think that's up to Aaron and Clint and Shane on how they wanted to communicate that. But clients have already been communicated with. So I don't know if it's more of a communication of, well, we made the move type thing. That to state the obvious, we have moved is probably the next communication.
I think that's a good plan. Let us know if you need us to support you in any way on that as well.
Yeah, I think it makes good sense. I mean, the advisor is so close to the client relationship anyhow. I mean, you should white glove serve that information specifically to Mr. and Mrs. Jones. The transaction, I mean, you got to be repaperworking to some degree. That's already going to be, in your conversation with them. Maybe after that kind of dust has settled, maybe even in May or even mid-May, making a bigger announcement through the postcard where it would be natural for a client to receive that as well. So one of the thoughts is the prospects for sure, the big ta-da hopefully gets that phone to ring for them, to call in. But then also those clients, after the dust has settled, they're good with this transition, that postcard in their hand could be the memory jogger to bring it up at the next cookout they go to, when they're talking to their brother-in-law, they're talking to other people that are going through career transitions and so on, and considering referrals for you. It may become a tool for that. So, and we can choose a distribution list today and a distribution list for that tomorrow. It doesn't have to be all in at the same time, but yeah, I like the plan, Kevin. You guys individually as advisors communicate with your clients. It makes total sense.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. So then I know the other thing on your mind was the business cards and letterhead envelopes. I'm supposed to get those designs from our design team tomorrow. So I will be in touch with you then on those.
Yeah, and we need to be able to send those as I think a JPEG to our broker dealer and to Raymond James for our statements.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We can personalize the statements and we definitely want to do that.
Thanks for calling attention to that, because typically we would not supply these in JPEG format, primarily because it doesn't print as crisp as a PDF would or an EPS file. JPEG is rastered.
EPS.
It might have been a
Say-
PDF.
say-
I
Okay.
think we only need the logo.
Yeah,
For that,
but I think we need EPS.
Right.
You need EPS for the logo and the business cards?
Just the logo.
Okay.
Hey, Tell you what, Grace, let's bundle this thing. We can export a whole bundle and they can get
Yep.
JPEG, PDF, EPS, and then we're covered. We make sure, because in a digital display environment, you may very well need a JPEG for like a digital pop-up display, like on a screen. So I think we'd be safe just to give all three formats when we're exporting. But yeah, I appreciate you bringing this up because our default would probably be a PDF because it does preserve the line art, the vector imagery, and so on. And typically, print-ready PDFs are what printers would be looking for. But we'll make sure that we get you an EPS and a JPEG.
I think we might have the EPS logo file already. So I think I can get that to you right after our meeting, Stephanie.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So then, like I said, up next, we've got the About page and the Services page coming. And then we'll also have a blog strategy to review at our next progress review meeting as well. So we usually have 10 to 12 blog topics, and then you guys can go over them and say, I like that one, I don't like that one. We'll take it back to the drawing board, and then we'll have a rough idea of what our blogs will look like over the next 12 months. And those are flexible. You'll be able to say, oh, clients keep coming into my office and asking this. Can we write a blog on that? And we definitely can. None of these will be set in stone, but we'll review that at our next meeting. And then the last thing I have, we never really set like a monthly rhythm for these meetings. And so I'd like to do that so we have a time on the calendar every month to get together and review our progress.
Do you want to throw a timeout, day and time?
Yeah, let me pull up the calendar. Is there a time that works well for you guys? Like, do you have a team meeting that maybe we could piggyback off of, or?
Or
I thought we
days
were
to
gonna-
steer clear. Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I thought we were gonna try to steer clear of Monday and Fridays because of summer coming and vacation. But I'm not sure if that's 100% set in stone yet.
That's 100% set in stone with me.
Sounds good.
So
Well, the question is, would you rather do it? You've got 10 o'clock usually as a team meeting time, or do you want to stick with 1:30?
10.
10, going once. Aaron, going twice.
that's fine. I would just prefer not Mondays.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesdays.
All right, I'm looking towards the end of April. And it looks like we could do like Tuesday, April 20th at 10 o'clock. Rob, does that work for you?
Let me just double check here.
Adolf Hitler's birthday.
Is it? Really?
Whose birthday?
Adolf Hitler. I only know it because my dad and my brother share the same birthday, so that's the only reason I know.
Thanks, Clint.
And we're gonna have a prayer service for you after this, Clint.
You should just mute me as the host. That'd probably be
No,
more effective.
Actually, that day, Jane and I are going to be flying that day. So maybe a different day that week.
Okay. Let's see.
Wednesdays, and I have nothing. I know. You don't come in Wednesdays.
Yeah, sometimes.
But we don't have to.
Mhm.
Because I have it on my leads group and I come in and get a few things done at 10.
Mhm.
I do case prep at 11.
Does Wednesday work well or no? Is that one a no-go?
Yeah, Wednesday would work for me.
Yep.
Works for me. No birthday plans.
Oh, it's Jane's birthday.
Oh, well,
But we'll be in
Happy
Florida.
birthday.
All right, so Wednesday, the 21st at 10 o'clock?
Yep.
All right.
I just, one quick thing, Grace, I'm just mentioning, I might have another client meeting that particular morning until 10:30. I don't know if 11 works well. Do you have, I don't know if you could see that on my calendar, Grace, but it looks like we've got a 9:30 to 10:30 right now. So we could do 11 though. 11 seems like
11
it could
works.
work well.
11 would work for me.
On the 21st of April. Am I missing something great?
No, you're right. I thought that was a different meeting. I thought that was an internal meeting that we could move,
Yep.
but you're right. Does
Yes,
11
if we could do
o'clock-
11 for that one. Yeah.
Well, 11 would give Kevin a chance to wake up and get going.
I can actually finish that first cup of coffee. So
All right. Awesome. I'll send out a calendar for Wednesday, 21st at 11 o'clock then.
okay.
Do you guys
We can look outside of that then, Grace, too. I mean, let's put that one on the calendar, and we could maybe set a rhythm of dates and bring those to our next progress meeting and just confirm they work well for
Yeah.
everybody. Perfect.
Anything else for today?
We've covered my list. Do you guys have any other questions?
Nope.
So action items, that final privacy statement is key for us to
Yeah,
hitting
I will,
the go button on the site.
I will contact them right now and hopefully get back to you yet today, Grace.
Okay, thanks. And then I'll look for your email on the services, Kevin, and I'll be in touch hopefully tomorrow about the business cards and other permit
Letterhead.
materials, letterhead, envelopes. And then I'll look for the logo files right now. And if we don't have them, I'll get them into the design team. That shouldn't take long at all. I should have those tomorrow for sure.
Okay.
And we're gonna get Aaron your in your statement of empathy and authority of sort before the end of the day today. Does that work for you?
For me, you send me over kind of a sample, I'll work with it. I'll get you my headshot. So we'll get that taken care of.
Right. That's great.
Okay.
Thank you so much for meeting with us.
Fun week ahead, y'all.
Yeah.
Fun week ahead. You know, this is exciting. This is the next stage. This is level up time for you. I'm really excited for what's to come. The freedom of an RIA, the freedom to be able to, practice and just serve your clients at a far even greater degree. I just think it's so fun. So congratulations. Hopefully you get some good sleep as you guys are repaperworking as you need to and getting some rest along the way. But it's a fun week. You're gonna be looking back at this a decade from now and saying, remember when we did that transition? This is that week that you'll be looking back at. So
Yeah. It'd be hard to forget it.
Fun is an interesting adjective for the week for sure.
yeah. But it's worthwhile, anything. Think about this, Stephanie. Anything worthwhile comes with a cost short term, like the short-term pain for long-term gain. So your clients won't have a sense of all that you're going through on the back end of this thing. So just like on behalf of your clients, as if they're here telling you this, thank you for doing the hard work. Thank you. Because they may not think to thank you. They may not realize they need to thank you, But on behalf of them, thank you, because this is hard work. You are rolling up your sleeves. You're doing the uncomfortable, but freedom is coming. The RIA, the independent structure, I mean, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yep.
So,
It's gonna be good.
Okay.
Appreciate it, Rob.
Yeah, thanks for the
Okay.
pep talk. We appreciate it.
do you
Thanks,
need a
Rob.
group hug? Do y'all need a group hug? Clint, do you need a hug? Come here.
No. Okay.
All right, guys.
All right.
All right, we'll be in
Thank
touch.
you.
This is no week. We'll see you on the email side, Grace and Kevin and Aaron, and we'll connect on that side. So,
Sounds
see you
good.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
You might be able to. Here we go. Bye, Jane. So nice to see you.
Cool.
Okay. Good job. We got through it all.
Thanks. Yeah, there really
Yeah.
wasn't a ton to go through, but it's nice to have a time to catch up and answer their questions.
Yeah,
just
sometimes
wasn't
just
easy.
that. Yeah, which is good, and that should continue. Sometimes it's just coming up for air and just having that eyeball to eyeball time, you know.
Yep.
And empathizing too with what the world's been like through their eyes. They're probably doing all sorts of paperwork with every client to like officially say, yes, I want to follow this new structure. And, you know, there's probably a lot of details there. I've heard from advisors that make structure changes that it's hell for like 6-7 weeks doing all new paperwork.
Ugh, I can
yeah.
imagine.
But it's worth it. It's worth it. So good job. Keep up the good work. Rock and roll. Anything you need from me?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'll take the extra time. Thanks for getting us through it.
Yeah, no problem. See ya.
All right. See ya. Bye.
Bye.